Here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Out of the Fast Lane podcast. I am your host, Brady Hauser. We were trying to film. I was trying to film with Cody here, Codie Aubin, driver number 7, Liquor and Wine Warehouse driver. He runs up at Airborne. I was trying to do a little filming with him just about 10 minutes ago. We started this interview, and I looked to make sure that we were filming, and we weren't. So here we are, 10 minutes later. Cody was telling me a whole bunch of stuff. We'll get back into that here in a minute. I went to Sealings Grove and Port Royal this past weekend. Got to, thanks to Brett Dale and Heather Dale, obviously they gave me a media pass, which was very nice of them to let me do media credential down there so I could do all my work down there. I got to interview Brandon Hightower, Jessica Friesen, a couple other drivers. But it was very good. There's an echo again. Yeah, you're echoing again, Cody.
What's that?
You're echoing again.
I haven't said anything yet.
No, my voice, I can hear my voice through your phone. Yeah. Better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Cody races at Airborne, like I said. And back to where I was at. I went to Port Royal and Sealings Grove, got to witness Andy Bicchetti win the Icebreaker 40 at Sealings Grove. That track was a little rough. I will say the cushion was not very good to some drivers. I actually had a guy flip like 8 times right in front of me, which that was eventful to watch. But overall, that track was very cool to get to hit. I've heard some good things about Sealings Grove. It was actually a pretty nice racetrack. It was fast, definitely wicked fast, and Grant Hilfiger won the Sportsman down there as well. And then Port Royal had Matt Williamson and Greg Satterley pick up wins up there, so that was cool to watch. And we got an awesome interview with Jessica Friesen, as you guys heard. Jess and Stu are running the truck race with each other at Bristol. First couple to ever run the truck race, or any NASCAR race that is, for 20 years. The last people that did it was way back in the 80s. So that's breaking news, and I was glad I was able to get my hands on some of that media that was going through. Last day to order merch. I mentioned this earlier, but I wasn't recording. Last day for merch. We have merchandise, shirts, hats, all that stuff. If you want to purchase a shirt, we got, like I said, I got one more day to do it, so contact me as soon as possible. We're gonna be doing a giveaway on Instagram here soon. It's gonna be Brady_Hauser_00. It's gonna be Out of the Fast Lane Out of the Fast Lane YouTube podcast. So literally just abbreviate all that, and then you'll find my channel. You should find it when you look up Brady Hauser. But stay tuned for that. We're looking forward to making somebody's day and giving them a free shirt and hat, hopefully. And another shout out to Daniel Sanchez for making these awesome business cards for me. I appreciate that a lot. It was very kind. If you need any digital marketing or digital media or anything like that, or making stickers or designs or anything like that, Daniel Sanchez is definitely the guy to contact. Tell him that I sent you, and I'm sure he might be able to work out a deal with you. So yeah, that's very nice. It was very nice that Danny gave me a deal for all that stuff. Racing fans, a lot of people probably read the news about Sam Hafer TP Jr. I actually met Sam Hafer TP Jr. down in Volusia this past February. Very, very nice guy. My thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. I hope he gets a speedy recovery, and I hope we get to see him back in a race car very soon. So I figured I'd throw that in there. He's autographed his card for me. I met him down in like I said, I met him down in Florida. So our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Hope he gets a speedy recovery. But Codie Aubin, you're here now. Second try to charm. Cody runs Airborne Speedway. Cody, welcome to the show.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Sorry about the whole craziness about not filming.
No, that's fine. Could be a lot worse.
Yeah. So brief rundown. How did your 2020 season go for you? I know we're getting ready for 2021 season, but how did your 2020 season go for you?
It was a short season. We only raced, like I said, like 3 times I think total. Well, all the times were at Airborne Speedway. It was a short season, obviously, for a lot of guys, especially for us up here. It went good. We tried some different things, learned some stuff, and can't really learn much on 2 races. but it was fun like always, you know.
So you mentioned you run airborne twice, but you've ran it for numerous years. For people that don't know, give me a little brief rundown. What is Airborne Speedway? Give me a little brief rundown about that.
Airborne started before I was even thought of, obviously, but Airborne, it's a half-mile progressive banked dirt track. Previously was asphalt. They laid the dirt down. We raced there when it was asphalt as well. Had a lot of success. It was a lot of fun. It's a beautiful facility. Howie and Lyle are now overseeing, taking it over more or less, which I think are probably two of the best in the business around up here anyways for us, which is a great opportunity for us because they didn't take it over. We were going to be probably putting houses up there maybe. So I think it's a good, I'm happy for it.
So you mentioned you only have to do 2 races this past season. Obviously, a lot of drivers had the same issue financial wise and all that stuff because of COVID. But mainly when we did get back going after the whole shutdown, there was no fans allowed in the stands at all whatsoever. I announced at a local track, and it was weird definitely not announcing in front of fans. But for you as a driver, what was it like racing on the racetrack without fans in the stands?
It was weird for sure. And a lot of drivers can probably say the same thing. I mean, we all have our little fans that are, you know what I mean, up in the stands, and they always wave to you on your caution, and you always wave to them and stuff like that. And it was just weird. I don't know. I mean, it was something I didn't want to get used to, but it was something I would get used to if I had to get used to it. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of hoping, kind of glad that we can have some fans back, you know, at the racetrack. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you run an Airborne Can-Am. Is there any other racetracks you get to hit on your schedules usually during the weekly basis, or try to?
We try to hit Mohawk. That's a Friday night show. It's a short travel for us, 2 hours away. It works out pretty good with the work schedule, which is kind of a big thing because you got to have money in order to race. We try to do Mohawk as much as we can, and Airborne as much as we can.
So Mohawks, I'm not familiar. Is Mohawk outlaw?
What do you mean?
Are they like the same? Is that Outlaw Speedway or is that? I'm a little confused. What?
No.
Mohawk? Is there another name?
It's on the reservation almost. It's I don't even know the size of Mohawk. It's a pretty good sized track, a little smaller than a half mile, flat track. Nice place, very nice place.
So for people that don't know, first of all, shout out to Sawyer Bell. He, you know Sawyer. He was the one that was really pushing this interview, wanting me to interview Cody. So I'm glad we were able to work that out. But for people that don't know, what got you started into racing?
I've been thinking about it. I was probably 10, and my grandfather and my father bought my first go-kart, and we started go-kart racing when I was 10. You had to be 10 in order to drive or whatever, so we jumped in go-karts. We did go-karts for quite a while. I think just until I was old enough to drive regular cars, so I could get my license actually. And then we switched over to I did 1 year of full fender late model cars, and I didn't feel comfortable. I wasn't happy in them. So then they came out with the 602 crate class up here at Airborne. So we jumped ship. We jumped in a modified and 602 modified, and we've been here ever since.
Nice. So starting through, what were the go-kart tracks when you were a little kid that you got to race at? Do you remember by any chance?
Yeah. Go-kart days are probably the funnest days. And a bunch of us talk about it now because there's like 3 or 4 of us that are racing modifieds that race go-karts together and stuff like that. When we were racing, we would race 3 nights a week. We'd race Tuesday nights. We'd go to the Crate Civic Center, which is here in Plattsburgh, which is in a parking lot. We'd hit Redline Race Park, which we always said it was like Daytona because we'd cruise there. That was a nice place too. And then we'd go to Malone. We'd race in a barn indoors in like a hockey rink, and that was a lot of fun too. Guaranteed to race every Friday night. Stop, get a hot dog on the way. Yeah.
Nice. So, kind of so you get to race at some like facilities that were like very, very like small back then, but now they're probably a lot bigger. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you run at Airborne, obviously. What's it? So what's Airborne? What's it like getting to race on a track like Airborne? It's just, you said it's a half mile, very banked. So how does it feel as a driver in the banking? Is it a little different when compared to Mohawk where it's flat?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different. I say it's a lot different. It is different, yes. The banking, I think you can carry your momentum more in 1 and 2. In 3 and 4, it's kind of a not as progressive banking, so you can't, you know what I mean, carry it so much. But it's definitely 2 lanes of racing, a lot of fun, a lot of passing, stuff like that.
Mm. Okay. So have you gotten any wins in your racing career?
We got more on the asphalt than we did in the dirt, that's for sure. Dirt's a lot more, I don't think we figured it out quite yet. We probably got 3 or 4.
So asphalt obviously wicked different compared to dirt. What was the change like from when they changed it from asphalt to dirt? How did you process that, and what did it do to you on that first night? What was going through your mind processing, trying to learn dirt and all that? What was the change like for you, should I say?
The change was difficult. I can't say it was difficult. It was a pretty easy, pretty easy change. We got a different car. We bought another car. We bought another PMC car. Pete was phenomenal to work with. He gave us everything we need to get where we had to be. But going into the first night was like, going to get your driver's license, I guess, because you don't know what to expect, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. We were pretty fortunate because I forgot a track. I forgot Devil's Bowl. Devil's Bowl. We raced 2 nights a week there for a long time when it was the asphalt and dirt, and we played in the dirt a little bit. We played on the dirt for a season over there when it was the little track on the inside until Mike threw it on the big track. But we had a little bit of knowledge and experience going into it when Airborne opened up dirt. So I think, we were still nervous because you're in front of your whole hometown, you know what I mean? So it was a little challenging, but it's still challenging at every track you go to, every time you go there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Obviously, a lot of drivers don't want to think about that, so that's pretty cool, by the way. I'm sure a lot of drivers don't want to think about it. I know you don't want to think about it, but crashing usually happens. I don't favor crashing. Not a lot of people. There's some people out there that do favor crashing, which not the end of the world, but they do. When you get into a crash or have something happen, where for say you're spinning in front of the field, what's going through your mind going through all that?
Pardon my French, but oh shit, this is gonna hurt. No, basically just what's the easiest way out of this? What do I keep it in the throttle? Do I step on the brake? Do I turn to the left? Do I turn to the right? Do I, you know what I mean? Do I just throw my arms up and scream? You know what I mean? There's so many different scenarios. There's so much can happen. Hopefully everybody misses you. That's the main goal, but it sometimes never works out that way.
Mm-hmm. So during March happened all that last year. iRacing really sparked. A lot of people loved iRacing. It was one of the pinnacles of COVID quarantine. Did you end up ever getting to try iRacing at all?
No, and I wish I did. I didn't get to try it. I wish I did. I never got a setup. But I wish I had the opportunity to get a setup and get into it. You know what I mean? It looked like a lot of fun. I watched a lot of videos. I watched a lot of TV shows on it and all that stuff. And it like you said, it blew right up.
Yeah, I race iRacing myself, and racing during COVID was definitely weird, to say the least. When it first happened, there wasn't many people that got on it, but then everything shut down. Couldn't go anywhere for weeks.
Yeah.
12,000 to 13,000 people would be on iRacing every night. You never see those numbers on iRacing. On a normal night, you get about 6,000 people online.
Really?
13,000 people online, and you're racing with Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson, all them guys. It was a lot. It was definitely a lot of fun. There was definitely some hard feelings that happened, some incidents that happened that one even ended a guy's career. But it was definitely one of those events that it's definitely one of those games that it's very realistic. Trust me. They just added the big blocks like 2 months ago, and it was really cool getting to ride those things because like a local Northeast person, UMP modifieds aren't really popular in our area, so. For us running UMP modified, it's not really wasn't going to happen. But when they installed the big blocks, it was like the best thing that's ever happened. We loved it. And I really enjoyed getting to race with people like Stuart Friesen, Anthony Perego, Mike Mahaney on there. That's the fun part for me. Because I actually have people that recognize me too, my name in there. But getting to race with Anthony Perego and Stuart Friesen, drivers like that. Drivers that you watch on the racetrack every week. And like they're heroes. They're like they're dirt track heroes, and getting to race with them in the virtual world is actually pretty awesome. I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just take Stuart Friesen. He's a guy from up this way, and not really up my way, but more towards your way. You know what I mean? And just to be able to race against him and be in the same field as him for some guys that are lower budget teams and look up to him is pretty freaking cool if you ask me. And then to turn the TV on the next day and he's at Atlanta, you know what I mean, leading laps, and he's at Daytona leading laps and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Even winning Eldora, I mean that's obviously a pinnacle of his career, winning Eldora. But Bristol is this week, so this is just a little talk for me. Bristol is this week, and of course, like I said, Stu and Jess are going to be running the truck race. Stu in the 52, and then Jess in the 62. And I think Stuart's also running the Cup race this week as well. He's also in the Spire Motorsports number 77. That's very big for him. Hopefully he runs well for us upstate New Yorkers. But I think Stu is probably one of the fan favorites going to this Bristol truck race this upcoming week. Because, I mean, him and Kyle Larson are in that same race. And they both been on dirt all their life. And they know how to wheel a car on dirt.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, you can't count Kyle Larson out at all. You know what I mean? They don't call him Young Money for nothing. And I don't care what you put the guy in. I mean, I don't care if it's a Mack dump truck that pushes like a dump truck. He's gonna win. If not, he's gonna be right there.
Yeah, you could probably put him in your crate car, and he probably put it in Victor Lane. That's just how that guy is.
Exactly. I mean, he's a naturally talented wheelman, if you ask me.
Yeah. Okay. So if you got to race again, this is a good question. If you got to race against any driver, past or present, any division, any series, any national TV, anything like that, who would it be and why?
Man, I don't know. I'd really like to do this. Let's take Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet, Casey Kane, Rico Abreu, any one of them guys, and do the 410 sprints. That's sort of one of my dreams, or whatever I should say, is to do the sprint cars. You know what I mean? Something winged. Yeah, I'd want to do the 410 sprints against like Kyle Larson and them guys.
Yeah. Kyle Larson, I could see a lot of people say Kyle Larson when I interview him, because Kyle Larson, he's just so good. Pretty much, sprint cars is what really got him into racing. So a lot of people know him for that. But a lot of drivers that I interview personally have all said Kyle Larson. So I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Fonda Speedway by any chance?
I've never been to Fonda. I've been by Fonda. Never been. Never had, it never happened, I guess.
Well,
for us to head down.
Yeah, you know, look into their schedule. You never know. You could just come down for one night and try it out. That and like I said, I also went out to Glenridge. Glenridge is on a Sunday night, which is a little tough on some drivers, especially coming from your way, coming 4 hours and 4 hours back. It's definitely a little challenging. But if you ever do have a night this year where if you're looking for something to race, just pop up to the Ridge. It's a tiny track, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of hard competition, and I love the track. It's one of my favorite tracks. But that if you ever do make it up, just let me know. I would love to have you up there.
Definitely.
What other hobbies do you enjoy besides racing?
Avid fisher, avid hunter. Definitely outdoors. I got the wife and I. We both we have 2 boys, so we're always on the go. We're either riding bicycles, we're either digging holes, or we're fishing, we're hunting, we're riding 4-wheelers. We're outdoors, big outdoors.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some dream tracks for you as a racer to get the hit to try to race at, if you could?
Probably the biggest one that I ever wanted to race at is gone now, and that'd be Syracuse Moody Mile. But to race, I don't know. I'd like to hit every track I possibly could. I mean, there's no real set precedence that I wanted to hit this one for sure. I just like to hit any one I possibly could. You know what I mean? As many times as I possibly could. You know what I mean? It's just, I got no set track that I would like to do. I mean, I'd love to go down and do the Bristol stuff when we go down, but that's not feasible for us right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I've been reading a lot of stuff with back to the iRacing topic, and you mentioned Syracuse Mile. I've been hearing a lot of stuff because they were able to bring North Wilkesboro to the game without scanning it. A lot of people have been asking if you can do that. There's got to be a way you can do Syracuse Mile. People are gonna fight and claw. All the Northeast people are gonna try their best to get Syracuse Mile in iRacing, and I personally would really love to get the race at. If they do ever do it, I think that would be probably one of the most selling racetracks in the game. So
most definitely. I mean, Syracuse Moody Mile is that was like our Daytona 500 for up here. You know what I mean? For the whole Northeast. You know what I mean?
Super
it was
good.
not even the Northeast, and we had guys from everywhere coming there. It was a lot of fun. Oswego definitely took his place, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? And I mean, it is what it is. It's moved on. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Now.
I went to Oswego last year, and or the year before COVID hit, so 2019. It's definitely, that track's definitely unique in its own right. It's a little rougher on the end of that track.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more slick and a little bumpier. But the track is not that bad. I mean, Oswego's well known for their asphalt.
Yeah.
And it was actually a pretty good race. I mean, Matt Williamson's been really good at that track, and he won that night. So that track's always been. I mean, it definitely was different when. Don't get me wrong, when Syracuse shut down, that was definitely weird. But a lot of short track drivers really liked switching over from the big mile over to a shorter track like Oswego. So that was another good thing because you got a lot of short track drivers coming and racing or running good too. So that was very cool. But yeah, Syracuse Mile is definitely near and dear to my heart, near and dear to probably every driver's heart. It's that track that either you like it or you hate it, or you do like it and hate it, but you liked it and you didn't like it because you wrecked or something, hard feelings happened or something down there. But it's definitely one of the pinnacle racetracks that was up in Northeast until unfortunately got closed down. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say about Oswego is it definitely puts the short track guy back on the map. You know what I mean? Because it's a shorter track. You don't gotta have no aerodynamic body. You don't gotta have no big motor package for the mile track. You don't gotta have a fuel mileage car anymore. It definitely put the short track guy back on the market for Oswego.
Mm-hmm. Do you happen to have a nickname?
No, I try not to have any nicknames. No, none that are appropriate, obviously.
Oh God.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, we'll come up with something. I'll get. Eventually, we'll find something, and then hopefully we can get the announcers up there to approve it, and then they can start calling you that. I'll get some fans in the comment section below. If you got a nickname in mind, comment below. Tell me what it is. Let's see what we can do. See what we can find.
Yeah.
You never know. All right, I got 2 more questions for you because I want to keep you here all night. Would you ever consider running like an Eldora Nationals or a Charlotte Nationals or a Volusia Nationals for a week-long racing? Would you ever consider running for an entire week of racing?
I'd love to. I'd love to go and race. You know, I'd like to race full time if I could. But I mean, with the wife and the kids and stuff like that, it's not. I mean, Stewie makes it look easy, but I mean, that guy's got to be stressed right out. You know what I mean? And I imagine Jessica does too with Parker and stuff like that. But support's a big thing. Budget is the next thing. I mean, like going to Oswego when the guys race all the, you know, the Bridgeport, all that stuff. I would love to do it, but I can't. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So two more things. So first of all, I see you got your race car in the background. Any sneak peek of what it's gonna look like for 2021 season?
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna keep the same scheme as last year. We didn't rack it up too bad, which is a plus. You know what I mean? We're keeping the same scheme as next year. All of our sponsors came back on board, so I have to thank all them: Liquor and Wine Warehouse, Plattsburgh Creative Signs, Make-A-Wish, Mountain Lake Monuments, Big Sal's, Casella, Bernal's Rental. I got to thank all them guys for coming back on board. I really appreciate it. But yeah, we're just going to keep the same scheme. Try to keep the body in one piece, maybe. But I mean, we got a long season ahead of us.
Yep. So to sum it up, out of all the things you get to do in racing, it's between the speed, the fans, the car, everything. What's got to be your favorite part to sum it up?
Favorite part, I mean, it is the family atmosphere when you pull into the racetrack. I don't care if I go to Mohawk or if I go to anywheres. I mean, and if you're broke down, you know, you break, you need one bolt, you can walk to the trailer next door and ask them for a bolt, and they're like, here, if you need anything else, come back. You know what I mean? The family atmosphere, the people you meet. I mean, when we put our helmets on, we all got one goal, and that's to go out and win. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, you know what I mean? We're all there for one reason, and that's to have a good time and win. And you know what I mean? It's the family atmosphere when you pull into a track, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I do have to apologize. First of all, thank you, Cody, for coming on the show. I hope you appreciate it. We'll talk to you in a second. I do have to apologize. I was a little sniffly here. Caught a little cold, spring cold. Everybody has them. Anything else you would like to throw in before we end the episode?
No, I mean, just thanks for having me. Great pleasure. I mean, it's always good to talk about racing other than at the track, you know what I mean, in the shop, you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really do appreciate you coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, Codie Aubin, driver of the number 7 Liquid and Wine Warehouse. Catch him at Airborne Speedway this year, and any other racetracks you'll get to be at. Just if you see him, make sure you stop and say hello in the pits. And other than that, my name is Brady Hauser. Like I said, he's Codie Aubin. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss notification for anything that happens. I'm also on Twitch now, twitch.tv/Brady Hauser Official. Go on, follow me on there. We're close to getting affiliated with Twitch, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, tonight is the final night for merch, so if you're going to get merch, make sure you do that here very soon. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Merchandise actually has to be in by tomorrow night, or we're going to make the order tomorrow night, so contact me as soon as possible, please. If you really do want merch, and also stay tuned for the Instagram giveaway. We're definitely gonna do a giveaway because that'd be really cool. I've always wanted to do a giveaway. I got some things in mind. We're gonna do some names in a hat, and we're gonna random draw. Names in a bucket. We're just gonna random draw somebody, and somebody's gonna win a nice T-shirt, hat, and mask from me. So. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was been a pleasure to interview you, Cody. I appreciate you coming on. I'll talk to you in a minute. But like I said, other than that, I appreciate you guys all watching. And like I said, we're going to continue to pray for Sam Haver-Tapey Jr. and his health right now. I don't know if you guys heard what happened. He unfortunately did suffer a heart attack. That's very scary. Luckily, it was happened before the races happened, so he was not like hurt on the racetrack or even it could have been even possibly killed. So we're very thankful for the safety, rushing him over to the hospital and all that. So I hope he has a speedy recovery, and hopefully we'll get to see him in a race car again. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will be at Big Diamond next Friday. I just got confirmation that I got some media credentials down there for that, so we're gonna cover that race down there for their season opener down at Big Diamond, PA. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have throw a couple interviews in there, and hopefully we'll get to meet some people down there. And if you're down there, stop and say hello to me. I'll definitely say hello, take pictures, anything like that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next time. I'm not sure when the next time is, but I'll see you guys next time. And take care.